Hey everybody, welcome back once again to another live discussion. Do not get afraid of the title. Do not get afraid of the title of this discussion. We are just talking here. By all means, I am not saying it's the end of the MCU, because I think anyone who says that is just crazy. I don't understand why people would actually think that. It's just a title, guys, so please don't take it to heart. But that is something that I'm going to bring up. We're going to discuss here. Like always, guys, I'm here to take your live questions, our discussions. Now, this is going to be a show that you guys pretty much dictate. So the more discussion we have, the longer I'm going to be on. And if the discussion doesn't go well, then that's the shorter I'm going to be on. But I got on about an hour early today because I would like to stream for a longer period of time. I did fix the settings in my stream, so hopefully these settings will work fine and I won't have to worry about it crashing. But if it does for some reason crash, the internet crash, don't leave. I'll just reboot it and it'll start right back up again. Now I have my one monitor set to 4G, while everything else is set on my Wi-Fi, and I changed the settings. So hopefully today everything is good. So let's talk about the topic at hand, and then we will start jumping into your questions when you guys start submitting them. So there's people going around saying, oh, the MCU is absolutely over after Endgame. You wouldn't be surprised how many people message me on Twitter saying, Rob, you're biased toward Marvel. How come you won't sit there and talk about how after Endgame, Marvel and the MCU is gonna go downhill? How about you talk about that, you biased motherfucker? And I say, yo, why are you coming at me with all the hostility? The fact of the matter is not the end of the MCU after Endgame. In fact, if you guys were here last night and you seen my live stream last night, I've said that it's the beginning of the new era of the MCU. We are not going to see, it's going to be less common that we see MCU movies cross $1 billion. Like now it's like the common thing to see, right? It's like, oh, well, you know, Black Panther crossed $1 billion. Captain Marvel crossed $1 billion. Avengers Endgame crossed $1 billion. So everybody thinks that if a movie doesn't cross $1 billion, it's not successful. Now, I do think Far From Home has a good chance of crossing $1 billion, but don't get delusional and think that if by some chance it doesn't cross $1 billion, it's a flop. It's not. The Spider-Man Far From Home doesn't have to cross $1 billion. Black Panther doesn't have to cross $1 billion. Captain Marvel doesn't have to cross $1 billion, but it did, and that's great for them. Those three movies aren't supposed to be billion-dollar movies. Those three movies are $500 to $600 to $700 million movies that just happened to cross $1 billion. Will Far From Home cross $1 billion? I think it has a real good chance. But people thinking that the MCU is over now is insane. I don't get where the logic is. You know, in comic books, things are always adapting and changing all the time. And you look at what MCU is going to happen now, it's going to be a new era. T'Challa and Carol Danvers is going to take over the Steve Rogers and Tony Stark mantle. That we're just swapping them out. And if you think this is the last time we're ever going to see Steve Rogers or Tony Stark, then you're also delusional. Because with the multiverse now created, we can always go back and cherry pick. I had a question last night that said Thanos should never been killed because we can't use him again in a future movie. Well, they killed two Thanoses in Endgame. Two Thanos. You know what that means? There are multiple Thanoses. We can always go back. How do we know somehow Thanos from the multiverse decides that he's going to use the Infinity Stones and travel to the 616 universe and cause havoc? It is something that is 157 plausible. 100% plausible. So is it the end of the MCU? Absolutely not. I mean, people, I did a video today, and again, very mixed reactions to this video. I kind of almost wish I didn't do this video this morning about, you know, fandom just being so fandom just going crazy, so toxic. And it's all fandoms now. You can't sit there and go, well, it's the Star Wars fans, it's the DC fans, it's the Marvel fans, it's the Game of Thrones fans. It's all fandoms. You have people like me And some of you guys that are real chilled back, they're laid back. They're like, hey, you know what? I'll watch MCU. I'll go watch Star Wars. I'll go watch the DCEU. I'll watch Game of Thrones, and I'll take what I get, and we judge it accordingly. And then you have those people, and I swear they have to be sick in the head somewhere. They can't be playing with a full deck. Their elevator is stuck between the basement and the first floor, and they feel that they're making some kind of point by boycotting, creating petitions, and review bombing Rotten Tomatoes. So it's not the end of the MCU by any shot, but we'll go back to that right after I get to this super chat coming from my boy Jimster25. Welcome, buddy. Welcome. 2.5 billion. Avatar getting nervous. Look. I think James Cameron's getting nervous, but like I talked about last night, I'm really doubtful that it's going to be Avatar. I really am. I'm really doubtful it's going to be Avatar. I'm worried about it only because we got Aladdin, John Wick, Godzilla King of the Monsters coming out, or King of Monsters, whatever the hell the title is. These are going to be 3 pretty big films. John Wick, I broke down the numbers last night. John Wick 2 only debuted at 30 million. Even if Avengers drops 50-something%, it still has a chance of beating John Wick this weekend. It's possible, but you got to realize it still needs to get 300 million more in order to beat Avatar, because Avatar is at 2.788. So it needs 270 9 million more in order to beat Avatar. So it needs about 300 million more. So Jimster, we're all hoping, brother. We're all hoping. We got 76 people watching the stream, and yes, guys, we're all pacing for it, man. We're all hoping. I'm hoping. You're hoping. We're all hoping. We want to see James Cameron go down just like the Titanic, just go down. But let me go back to this MCU the main title of this video, of this live stream. And I just want to thank each and every one of you guys for coming out, watching me today. Honestly, could not do this without your support, and I'm so glad you guys come and show up. But yeah, with Endgame, people are saying that it's the end of the MCU, and I don't think so. We're just going to get a different version of the MCU. It's going to be different now. We're going to be getting, something like the new characters like Shang-Chi and all these characters, and it's going to be much different than before. Am I running into trouble here? Is the stream looking okay, guys? Because it looks clear on this end. Okay. I see it on my phone. It was like stuttering. I don't know what the hell was going on with that. But it's just going to be a different evolution of the MCU. They're basically starting back from scratch. So I don't think people are it's not going to be common that we're going to start seeing $1 billion movies. So just don't keep that in mind, or just keep that in mind and don't automatically say the sky's falling when movies don't cross $1 billion normally. We got Jack Daniels. Dude, I love your name. Jack Daniels 0987 coming in with a super chat. It seems likely they will use Peter to replace Tony. If you go by the trailers, that's definitely something that looks like they're setting up. I hope not. I don't like the idea. I like the idea of Peter being Peter, Tony being Tony. If they're going to do anything, get the little fucking kid, Harley, whatever the fuck his name was, from that god-awful Iron Man 3 movie, and have him come in and play Iron Lad or whoever. Introduce Riri Williams. Just do something. Don't use Peter. Peter is Spider-Man. Let Peter be Peter. Don't let Peter be Tony. I seen the new poster get released today, and I think I'm going to do a video on it tomorrow. But there was a Spider-Man Far From Home poster released today, and behind Peter is a big giant memorial on the wall of Iron Man. It's like, this is Spider-Man. This is not Iron Man Jr. This is not Iron Man Jr. Stop with the goddamn Iron Man shit. Okay, we understand. Peter looks up to Tony. That's fun. You can have mentors. I believe in the 90s Spider-Man cartoon, he looked up to Iron Man. It was either he looked up to Iron Man or Captain America. I can't remember. I think he was a Captain America fanboy. But Stop with the goddamn Iron Man comparison. He is Peter motherfucking Parker. Peter Benjamin Parker. That's who the fuck he is. Not Peter Tony Stark wannabe Parker. Stop it. Stop with the Iron Man Jr. shit. It's the biggest. I recently watched Homecoming again 2 days ago. 2 days ago, I watched Homecoming again. Right? I'm like, I give this movie shit, but you know what? I'm going to watch it again and just see if it grew on me. And if you take out all the fucking wannabe Iron Man, Tony Stark dick sucking, it would be a decent film. Like I'm starting to overlook the whole MJ and Genki thing. I'm over. I'm tired of complaining about it. Okay? But for the love of God, stop having him ride Tony's cock. Okay? There is an Uncle Ben. We've been confirmed that there's Uncle Ben in the universe. For the love of God, show us a fucking picture of Uncle Ben. Okay? Don't make Tony this version of Uncle Ben. Don't. Because that's exactly what they're doing. And if anybody thinks that me criticizing this makes me less of a Spider-Man fan, then you're crazy because I'm a massive Spider-Man fan. And I know I got people right now listening like, you're sitting there talking about toxic fandom and you're being toxic right now. No, because I'm not fucking spamming the creators, telling them they don't know what the fuck they're doing. It's like, they put out a product, I get to choose whether or not I like it or don't like it, and that's it. I don't fucking petition. Like, I'm not going around going, I got a petition to take Iron Man out of Spider-Man. Like, get the fuck out of here, you fucking idiots. But, Jack Daniel, thank you for your super chat, my friend. Yeah, it really bothers me, man. It bothers me. It's like, I was looking at the comments in my video today about people going, well, you're being toxic too. You always bash this, and this, and this. But there's a huge difference I don't think these people understand, guys. It's okay. They're saying like, oh, well, I can't critique on this channel because I'm a troll if I critique. I can't critique on this channel. No one ever said you don't have the right to complain. You don't have the... Look, I fucking complain probably more than anybody in the world. Okay? I bitch all the damn time. But there's a way to do it responsibly and not do it so damn negatively. Like, you can sit there and go, you know what? This didn't work for me. I don't like this movie. Fuck Michael Bay. He fucking sucks. He can't direct Transformers to save his life. There's a way to go about doing that. And then there's a way about sitting there spreading hate on social media, tweeting out to actors, actresses, and directors, calling them hateful things, telling them they need to kill themselves, doing petitions to get people removed. That's the kind of toxicity I'm talking about. I'm not talking about you sit there and remove shit and whatnot. I'm not telling you can't complain or critique shit. I'm telling you can't fucking go out on a fucking limb and just start cussing people out on social media and stuff. There comes a time where you need to grow up. What's up, Chris? Rumors that end credit scene from Far From Home has the shadowy figure with Oscorp in the background setting up Sinister Six. Well, if you've seen the trailer for Far From Home, or I like to call it Spider-Man Far From Perfect, it shows them working on the Avengers Tower. So I have reason to believe at this point Avengers Tower is going to be Oscorp. It could either be the Baxter Building, but I think since it's been heavily alluded to in the two Spider-Man films, it makes sense it would be Oscorp. And it looks like the third Spider-Man film will be. We got over 100 viewers watching right now. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I just want to say thank you. But, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's Oscorp. It heavily looks like they're building up to Sinister Six. It's almost like Kevin Feige walked in, knocked on Amy Pascal's door. Yeah! Amy, I know you guys been trying to set up Sinister Six for a long time, but you guys just don't know what the fuck you're doing over here. So let us do it. And they did it, and it worked because they're setting it up right. Like, Kevin Feige's not a dumb man. Kevin Feige's like, look, you guys want Sinister Six? Fine, we'll set it up the right way. Not having a fucking Sinister Six movie, because for some weird-ass reason. Spider-Sense was actually used inside Infinity War. We seen Peter's hair pop up. That's why I said the Russo brothers knows how to write Spider-Man, where the writers for Far From Perfect and Home Again just don't know how to do it. So I swear to God, if Spider-Man 3 is called Spider-Man Home Again, I will literally hang myself. I will do a whole video. I will hang myself live. It will be a live suicide. So I swear to God, they better not call it Spider-Man Home Again. God, it better not be called Spider-Man Home Again. But, yeah, so for those of you guys that think after Endgame the MCU is going to die, those are just hateful people that just want wishful thinking. It's like we're tired of the MCU being number one. We need something new to come on in here. I choose you, Pikachu. Yeah, and then Thanos is like, Pikachu, I'm inevitable. That's what happened to Pikachu. Detective Pikachu. Look, I seen Pokemon. I think it's an okay movie. It's probably one of the better video game movies for sure. But that movie had a shitload of problems. Like a shitload of problems. So, yeah. I mean, Pokemon didn't do much against. I mean, granted, Endgame only beat it by like 5 million. But still, Endgame has also been out for 3 weeks. But what you gonna do? What you gonna do, you little buckaroo? So back to this toxic fandom. Right? Oh, P.O. Box thing. I tried calling the post office today. I was like, all right, let me call the post office. I kept getting this automated thing, like, if you lost a package, press 1. I'm like, well, I didn't lose the package. If you want to claim a package, press 2. And ain't that the same thing as losing a package? So I'm pressing 1. I get a runaround. So I go back to 2. I go around, and I just couldn't get a hold of them. So when Homewrecker, Spider-Man Homewrecker, that's actually my new title for Spider-Man Homecoming now. Spider-Man Homewrecker, and then Spider-Man Far From Home is now it's called Spider-Man Far From Source Material, or Far From Perfect, or Far From Accurate. I got a lot of them for Far From Home, like Spider-Man The Adventures of Yellow Dog, Far From Home. Spider-Man, the Far From Home, The Adventures of MJ. Where's Genki? Where's Genki, everybody? Where is fucking Genki? I went through my checklist. I'm going to MedCon on Thursday. So I was going through my Amazing Spider-Man checklist because that's all I got left to finish. I own every other Spider-Man comic book. So I got to just go through my Amazing Spider-Man collection, and man, I'm really close to completing that thing. I didn't realize how oh, we got a super chat coming in from my boy Gas Graphics. What's up, Crackle? You didn't write a question, so I can't answer your question. But that Rui guy from last night who gave me $271, Jesus Christ, bro. You made my day. I would suck your dick if you came here in person, man. Like really, dude. Like, that Rui guy, man, that was a shitload of money you donated, man. You definitely made my day for the month. Lee Smith coming in with a super chat. I want to see an anti-Venom movie. You know what? Let's talk about that. Let's rap for a second, because I like what you're talking. I like what you're spewing there, Lee Smith. Let's say Venom 2 comes out. We know Carnage is going to be in the movie. Hopefully, God, they don't have Woody Harrelson have that fucking awful wig. Let's say that movie makes just as much money as the first movie, and it's a hit again. And hopefully this time it'll be better. Far From Sony. I love that one, Noah. But let's hope that it's a better movie, okay? And it makes money. For the third film, I would love to see an anti-Venom movie. I would love to see an anti-Venom movie. But here's the problem with that. Because in order to do that, you kind of got to give the symbiote suit to Scorpion. And Scorpion is a different character in Spider-Man Far From Source Material. So, at this point, I don't think they can do that. Maybe they can. What they could do, I don't know now. Now, I would love to see anti-Venom for sure. But I just don't see how they can incorporate that in the crappy Venom movie. I really hate that movie, guys. I hate that movie. I hate it. I oh my God, I just hate it so much. Spider-Man Run Away From Home. Yeah, man, you guys are coming out with fucking great ass fucking titles. Spider-Man: Run Away from Home. That's gonna be the 4th movie. Like, Aunt May, I can't take this no more. I'm going to college. I'm running away from home. Oh man, you guys are awesome. But Lee Smith, I would love to see Anti-Venom. What I would also love to see, if they can incorporate it somehow, is the Agent Venom. Agent Venom. Like, but then you get into the whole thing, well, here's Flash Thompson, and then it doesn't match up with the other Flash Thompson, so then you're kind of stuck between that. So, it's so weird with Venom right now. Like what they should do, and I can't take credit for this. I got to give this credit to John Campea. Why do I hate Venom so much? Because it's a god-awful piece of fucking shit. It's an abomination to the character, to the comic books, and my fucking life. It's an abomination to humanity, and it needs to be nuked. We need fucking Danny to come down with fucking rain dragon fire upon that goddamn movie. Venom was a good movie, maybe if you're fucking blind and deaf. That movie was fucking awful. But back to what I was going to say. What I think they should do, and I can't take credit for this. Oh my God, Gas Graphics come back in with a super chat. I'll get back to the Venom thing in 1 second. Let me hit my boy Gas Graphics up in here. What's up, Crackle? We got another super chat. Okay, let me get in here in row. He writes, hey, has Alita Battle Angel made a profit with at 170 to 200 budget? A lot of channels are saying that it has. Your thoughts? It has not. I pulled it up last night, Cass. I pulled it up. It had a what was the budget? 170, but you have to multiply that by 3 in order for it to break even. So I believe it needed to make 400 million to break even, and it was at 350. Let me look it up. Let me, you know what? Let me shut up and look it up. Okay. But it had, when I checked, it did not break even. It actually flopped. And people that say it did make a profit don't know how box office numbers work. Because you got to realize that the theater chains takes 40 to 50% of the ticket price. So if a movie like, let's say Avengers made $1 billion, and the theater chains take 50%, then the studio's only getting 500 million of that money. So that's how the box office works. And plus you got, talk about marketing and all that jazz. So Alita Battle Angel right now is sitting at 404. So what was the budget? $170 million budget. So $170 million budget, add another $20 million to that. So 170 times 3. You got to take the 170 times 3. That's a fucking lot of money, guys. There's no way that movie made profit. Times 3. It needs to make $510 million in order to break even. It's at $404 million. There's no way in hell that movie broke even, let alone even got a profit. They just spent way too much money on that movie. They released it released in January? I mean, I guess that's a kind of good time, but there's no way, Cass. If anybody says that movie made a profit, they do not know how the box office works. And I guarantee you, we might not find out now, but I guarantee you some time from now, there will be some kind of report saying that the movie actually cost the studio money. Because when Justice League bombed, everybody's like, it didn't bomb. Yes, it did. Like months later, Warner Brothers came out and said it lost the studio like X and Y million dollars. Same thing with Solo. Solo bombed. Studio came out, Disney's like, look, we lost this much money on Solo. Same thing's going to happen with Alita. Because you take 400-something million, right? And you take the theater costs and marketing costs and all that stuff, there's no way that movie broke even. But thank you so much for the super chat, Cast Graphics. Jerry comes in with a super chat. MCU is only going to get better. And how much better can you get? Well, I'm on a diet. Does that count? I'm eating right. I got water and grapefruit juice here. I haven't ate fast food in a while. Trying to slim down. I actually lost 20 pounds, guys. I don't know if you guys can see it in my fat face or not. But anyway, the MCU is going to get better. Because people got to realize, people that want the MCU to fail now, the MCU thrived with B-level characters. Now the MCU has Fantastic Four and X-Men. There's no way they're going to fail. If anything, it's going to get bigger and better. The next phase should be Marvel bigger and better. That should be the next phase. We got a new super chat coming in from Camila. I'm late to the discussion anyway, just saying hi. What's up, Camila? Welcome to the live stream. Don't worry, I plan on live streaming much longer tonight. Gotta get my car fixed. But other than that, I got on an hour early tonight. Usually I go around 11. And I plan on streaming for a long time tonight. Once the discussion dies down, that's when I'll dip off. But the discussion is going long and hard. That sounds bad. We're going to keep on going. And once again, I want to thank all you guys for your super chats. Big shout out to Riri last night. Riri, dude fucking gave me a fucking donation payday. It was like, oh my God. Oh my God. That was like 2 days work right there. But thanks so much, guys, for everything. And yeah, back to Jerry. The MCU is going to get bigger and better. I absolutely agree with you. I just think with all the characters that they acquired now, it's going to get bigger and better for sure. So thank you, Jerry. Eddie comes in with a super chat. Pick your new 6 Avengers for Phase 4 and explain why. You know what? Usually I don't like doing casting and stuff, but this is characters I already know. So, all right, here we're going to go. We're going to pick 6 characters and why. My boy T'Challa. T'Challa, I actually say T'Challa should be the new leader. I think T'Challa is level-headed. He feels like a brother from Steve Rogers from another mother, right? Like, they both have the same kind of code. That's why I think those two respect. Like I get goosebumps every time T'Challa and Steve Rogers are on screen together. It's like, these guys are cut from the same cloth. You know, people want to talk about racism, about, you know, oh, black people and white people. Like, can we just sit there and go, these are two guys from two different two different cultures. Like, one's white, one's black, but they are the same exact guy. That's what I love about comic books. I love about comic book movies because racism has no place in here. You know? And I look at these two and it's like, that's what will make the world a better place. I wish more people were like that. So I think T'Challa definitely should step up, be the leader. We're going to have Captain Marvel, so that'll be 2. We're going to have Doctor Strange, will be 3. I assume we're going to get Scarlet Witch, that would be 4. So we will have T'Challa. We will have our powerhouse, which is Captain Marvel. So T'Challa will be Captain America. Captain Marvel would be Thor. Then we would have Scarlet Witch. She could be like the new Black Widow. Doctor Strange could be like a Tony Stark character, sort of, you know, but he's not. But don't forget, we still have the Hulk around, so we can throw the Hulk in there. So we got Doctor Strange, Black Panther, Scarlet Witch, Captain Marvel, Spider-Man, and number 6, Scarlet Witch, Captain Marvel, T'Challa, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, Scarlet Witch, and Ant-Man? Ant-Man. Put Ant-Man in there. He can do heists and shit. And then you can use him as the so that's my 6. Ant-Man, T'Challa, Carol Danvers, Spider-Man, Scarlet Witch. That is my 6. If Ruffalo is staying, he would probably be added in there. I think he's going to be used sort of as a tech guy. If they need something, they can go to him real quick. So I think he might stay around for little small roles, but I don't think we'll see him as the Hulk in the movies anymore. So that is my 6. So thank you so much for the super chat, Eddie. But be sure to list your 6 Avengers. I really want to know what you guys think. Which 6 Avengers? I think we all agree that Carol and T'Challa are definitely the 2 mainstays in there. I'm a little weary on Spider-Man, only because his contract is almost expired. He was signed up to do 2 Avengers movies and 3 solo Spider-Man movies. So I don't know if he'll be in Avengers 5. But we'll check on that one. But we got another super chat coming in from Juan. Oh, I have a manager named Juan. He's really cool. Hey, Robert. People mad at you bashing the toxic fandoms are usually part of the toxic fandom. They hate being called out. Hope to see you at MegCon. Hey, bro, if you're going to be at MegCon this coming weekend at Orlando, stop by and say, hey, yo, I'm going to wear my hat. I'm probably going to be either wearing my Black Panther shirt, my Carol Danvers Captain Marvel shirt. So, yeah, I mean, hey, Sam Wilson, why did I fucking think about that? Thank you so much. But, yeah, if you stop me, like, hey, I'm willing to talk. whatever. I meet people at MedCon every year. I meet a couple of subscribers and fans. I talk to them. So, yeah, feel free to come message, tap me on my shoulder and say, hey, what's up if you guys see me in Orlando. But, yeah, about the whole toxic fandom, I was surprised how much backlash I got today in that video. So much so that I kind of regret putting it up, actually. I actually lost 10 subscribers because of that video, and I don't think people understood where I was coming from. I'm not saying it's okay not to be upset about something or critiquing something. Like, if you don't like something, and by the way, big shout out. We got 136 people watching, so thank you guys so much. And I know I got another super chat coming in from Cass. I'll get you in a second, my friend. But what I was trying to say was, it's okay not to like something. I fucking hate Venom. Like, I hate Venom. I'd rather shove my head through this motherfucking wall than watch Venom again. And you know what? I think it's an abomination to the character. I think it's an abomination to the comics. But you know what I'm not doing? I'm not fucking texting Amy Pascal on Twitter saying I wish she would fucking die because Venom's a fucking horrible piece of shit. I'm not doing that. That's the difference. If you don't like what happened in Game of Thrones, that's fine. Say you don't like what happened. Do a video going, you know what, I really didn't like what happened. I think it was horrible writing, blah, 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 blah. That's fine. But don't do 10, 15 videos on they're ruining Game of Thrones. Fucking, they don't know what the hell they're doing. Fuck Ryan Johnson. Fuck their mama. Fuck this. Fuck that. Like, give it a break, guys. Give it a break. Honestly, give it a break. Seriously. But yeah, I just think people misunderstood Juan. But thank you so much for the super chat. I hope to see you at MedCon, my friend. Let's go back to Cass Graphics. What's up, Craig? Found your channel on your Black Panther review, watching it grow, keep it up, just sending you some extra cash for the entertainment. Well, thank you so much, Cass, because believe it or not, if it wasn't for you and other people like you, I wouldn't be able to keep this channel going as much as I keep it going, right? Like before Black Panther, I was uploading a video like once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks. Because I didn't care. I only had like 2,000 subscribers. Like, I would sit there and buy all this equipment and not get any views. And then I remember Black Panther came out and I was going up like 200 subscribers a day. Like, I went from 2,000 to 10,000 in like a week. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Right? And I started getting all these people that supported me, because, I was bashing DC, which is fair because that's what I like to do at the time. I'm like, man, fucking DC sucks. Like, Black Panther made more fucking justly, It was funny. And I got all these people that came and they started watching. And then I was like, okay, you know what? I can actually start to build this channel the way I want now. And I went from a channel that was doing video games, movie reviews, to strictly superhero reviews. And I gotta be honest with you, doing superhero news sometimes is challenging, especially if there ain't big news in the day. But, it definitely helped me set a tunnel vision for my channel on where to build my channel. I found where my niche was, and I was able to go out due to people like you, Cass, who give me super chats and help support the channel. I was able to go out and buy this expensive microphone, this boom mic arm, a $1,000 Canon camera so I can shoot in high definition, a green screen, all new lighting. Like, you guys were able to help me build the equipment. I was able to buy a brand new computer because before I was using a fucking laptop that was 10 years old. I was able to do that to build up the channel. And I hope to one day build it up even more. I had my buddy Chris come over about a week or two ago. He live streamed with me. It was a fantastic night. We had some great conversations. You guys participated in it. I thought it was great. And I want to set up a thing where I can start hiring people to come over and we do these live shows where I'm running back and forth with another person. I want to hire somebody to come in and be like, hey, I will give you X, Y, and Z to come over and we talk for about an hour and a half on the live stream. Sort of like what John Campea does. When John Campea left Collider, he started doing the John Campea show, and it was really small. It was just him. And then he was able to build up from his support from his subscribers, and now he's able to bring in Robert Meyer Brunette and all these other people to come in and help him build his channel, and that's something I want to do. I would like to sit 2 stools up in front of the green screen and then have the live camera there and, really try to get this channel going up to be sort of like a mainstay, because it's great sitting here talking to you guys, but it's even better when you have someone like a Chris or an Adam here where I can sit here and go, well, this is my opinion on your question, and then I can let Chris and Adam take over the conversation while I then go over and I'm taking care of other stuff on the technical side, and then me and Chris or me and Adam can sit there and debate and talk about it, and it just makes it a more complex discussion rather than it being very one-sided with just my opinion on it. Now, luckily for me, I can kind of go crazy and do crazy, stupid shit, and I can go on rants and all that stuff, and it turns out funny in the end, but, eventually I want to build up to that stage. Like, I want to upgrade my computer. I just bought this computer about a year ago, but it's a cheap computer. It's about a $400 computer, and I would like to upgrade that to a much higher computer. That way I don't have to run my software at low resolutions in order to get better frame rates and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, when I'm shooting my video, that's fine. I can shoot on my Canon SL2, but when I'm live streaming, I got to shoot on this Logitech webcam instead of being able to hook up my Canon as a webcam. So it's a thing. It's a thing I'm working on. But thanks to people like you, Cast Graphics, and so many other people that come in, throw out super chats, have discussions surrounded around your super chats, and able to allow me to get stuff like a P.O. box that I'm going to be getting here within the next week or so once I get my YouTube money. So I can get P.O. box, so I can start getting fan mail, doing videos on fan mail, and, eventually upgrade equipment and get help so I can start hiring help. And what I would love to do, one of the things I would love to do with this channel is eventually I want to get away. You should hire Ashley Mova. I would love to have Ashley Mova here. Trust me. I much prefer Sinead, though. I think Sinead is like, drop dead gorgeous. Actually, my girl is Natasha. I love Natasha. But the problem with those three girls, guys, they live in California. I don't. I live in Florida. But eventually what I want to do with the channel is eventually I want to move away from the 2-minute videos I upload every day. Like every morning around 11 o'clock, I always upload about 3 to 4 minute video. Eventually, I want to get away from that, and I want to do live shows in the morning. I want to sort of do like John Campea does, but in the superhero world. If you guys ever watch Spawn Wave, he does the same thing with video games. He has like a 30-minute show where he breaks down like 6 topics in the video game news world. I want to do that with superheroes. I want to be able to prep the night before, have someone come over like Chris or Adam, and they be my Robert Meyer Brunette, and I am sitting there and I'm running the technical stuff, and we are having a 30-minute discussion, and then we take live questions. That is my ultimate dream. In order to do that, I would have to build a bigger studio. I would need to get a desk and all that stuff. But basically, I'm just kind of rambling on. But that's the way I see the channel growing. That's my ultimate goal. So it's just not me in front of my computer, because the best discussions are discussions that you can talk and have different-sided opinions on it. But that's just my thoughts. That was kind of a long ramble, but I want to thank you so much, Cash, for the super chat. We also had another super chat come in from Larissa, but she didn't write a question. I assume it's a girl. I might be wrong. Please don't crucify me if I automatically assume your gender. But yeah, thank you for the super chat. You didn't write a question. Actually, you wrote here. I'll show this. You wrote, "I love Carol Danvers. Fuck the haters." Hell yeah. I should have wore my Carol Danvers shirt again tonight. I wore it last night. I didn't wear it tonight. I actually got to get all that stuff ready for MegaCon. But yeah. Yeah, exactly, Chris. Like we talked about one day, but I want to actually get this thing to be like a daily show where I go live and I talk about, well, like for instance, for example, if we were doing a daily show, one of the topics would be, hey, Disney owns Hulu. Well, what the fuck doesn't Disney own? And then me, Chris, and me and Adam, we would talk about, the pros and cons of Disney not owning Hulu. We would talk about, the poster of Spider-Man Homecoming. We would break down topics. And then as you guys are sending questions in, we would stop and talk, And that's kind of where I want to go. Because my live discussion yesterday did very well. My live discussion yesterday has 2,000 views. The one me and Chris did, we got like thousands of views. I think like 5,000 views on that live discussion. And that's good for like an hour live discussion, because a lot of people don't want to sit around for an hour. But there's also a lot of people, and I know Chris is one of them, like if he's outside grilling or something, he would put on the live discussion and just hear it in the background. And I do the same thing with Collider Live. If I'm at work, I'll put on Collider Live and listen to Collider Live in the background. Same thing with Campia's channel. So that's kind of where I want to take the channel. I don't want to end up being the next comic book cast. I don't want to be the next Emergency Awesome. I don't want to be those guys that are doing bring your ex-wife and her gay friend and talk about movies with you. I think I'd rather chop my balls off. But that's where I see the channel growing. Eventually, I don't want to do like, you know, videos on like 3-minute videos. I want actually longer discussion videos. So that's sort of where I'm going with it. But again, that really goes to you guys as your support. And I'm trying definitely to get the I want to show you guys something, to get the PO box this coming week. So once I get the PO box, I will start showing the address in all my videos. But also I want to show you this. So earlier today, a couple people asked me, well, because in my Toxic Fandom video, I talked about me having a book. I wrote a book, and people shouldn't tell other people how to finish their stories. Well, I did write a book, and this is the book. It's called Aya. It's almost 400 pages, this fucking thing. 358 pages. It's available on Amazon. You can go to Amazon, just type in Aya, A-Y-A, Robert Storms. I wrote it with Adam. Me and Adam co-wrote it together. I came up with the original story. I sent my script to Adam, who went in and edited it, and he actually added some stuff to it, and then we went from him editing to us co-writing this thing together. It's been out for about a year, maybe 2 years now, so you guys can go over to Amazon and check that out. Not saying you have to buy it, because I don't even have the account number anymore, so any copies I sell, I'm not even going to get the money. It's just going to be held in limbo. So, yeah. CGA's right. Same here. Get my channel up and going, and then I can start doing live chats and stuff as well. Exactly. And like I said before, guys, if you guys haven't been over to Chris's channel, if you guys haven't been over to CGA's channel, go over to his channel, CGAce1, and just click that subscribe button. It doesn't hurt nobody. That's why I don't understand why people don't subscribe, right? Like, I can have like 130,000 views on a video, but I only have 20,000 subscribers. Like, how hard is it just to click the subscribe button? Like, I am a subscriber to so many people, and I don't even watch. I just click on the subscribe button to kind of help support the people. So, like, just go over to Chris's channel. It takes 5 seconds. CGH1, just click that subscribe button. It helps him out, helps him build his channel, and it's just a good thing to do, right? It's like a good thing to do. And like I said, my goal is to get 100,000 subscribers so I can have that silver plaque right here. Man, I will sport the shit out of that silver plaque. I'm almost thinking about getting a replica just so I can kind of like say, hey, I got a replica YouTube plaque here. But you know what's up. Grapefruit juice, good for the body. Still got over 100 people watching. That's insane. You know what the good news is, guys? Let's knock on wood. We've been streaming for 43 minutes, and the stream has not crashed. The stream has not crashed yet. So hopefully the new settings that I put in actually worked. I had to kind of lower the bit ratio, and I had to move a couple things up and down. But so far, so good. So knock on wood. That's a good thing. It's staying up there. So, hey. Good looking out, Rob. Yeah. Spider-Man, go from home here. Yeah. Oh, man. I still like Spider-Man Homecoming more than Venom, though. Venom is awful. Venom is like Batman and Robin bad. And I like Batman and Robin just because it's so bad it's good. Venom is just damn right fucking awful just because it's awful. Like, there's nothing good about Venom other than the look of Venom. Like, the look of Venom is it. And he doesn't even have the fucking white spider because there is no Spider-Man in this movie. So, I wait so long for these movies to get my characters right, and it just seems like they never get these characters right. You know what I mean? Just never seem to get the characters right. But It is what it is, I guess. But Venom was funny? Yeah, but that's not a good thing. Like, Venom, Eddie Brock should not be jumping in a lobster fucking tank and eating a fucking live lobster. That's not something Eddie Brock does, okay? Like, they completely... When Topher Grace has a more accurate portrayal of fucking Eddie Brock, there's a problem. There's a problem. When Eddie Brock is betrayed by or is played by Topher Grace and is a more accurate version of the character, there is a problem with your movie. Okay, there just is. Venom could have been something good. Venom could have been something very special if they would have if they would have actually took time and actually do. Give me 1 second, guys. So I gotta go get my car fixed in the morning. Gotta get up at 7:30 in the morning, drive that thing. I had to call in today from work because of I didn't want to drive the car. Like, that car was not gonna make it to work, man. But we have this thing called protective time, so I don't get counted against. So I put that in just in case. So I actually gotta kind of call my job tomorrow and be like, hey, you guys didn't count that point against me, did you? So hopefully everything turns out okay. Hopefully my car gets fixed. My dad's lending me the money, and then I have to pay him back. So a lot of my YouTube money is going to go to that, but I am definitely going to be getting that fucking P.O. box. Do you know Just a Robot? I have no idea what the fuck that is. Why don't you get any money? Why don't you get any of the book money? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, I do. Well, here's the thing. Okay, so here's the long... I don't want to get personal on YouTube, but I'm about to get personal, okay? So, me and my wife, we had a joint account, okay? We had a joint banking account, and my book revenue from Amazon, all the book revenue I got was going to our joint account. Well, my wife left me back in November. So, she was going to move to California because she met somebody else, and then we had to go to the bank and get separate accounts. So that our joint account in which my book revenue was going into is no longer there. So if I sell 100 books today, I'm not going to see a nickel of that money. I have to somehow find where that money is and then eventually reroute it into my new account, and I haven't even been able to find it to do that. And also I've been so busy with YouTube, I haven't had a chance to get a contact with Amazon to switch that revenue to mine. So that's sort of the problem that I'm going in right now. So didn't want to get personal, but I kind of wanted to answer your question on that. But I didn't write the book to make money anyway. I didn't write the book to make money. I wrote the book because it's a story I had in my head for 15 plus years. I had that story in my head since my senior year of high school. I wanted to tell the story. I want to get that story adapted into a comic book. I want to get that story adapted into a movie or a TV show, something. I want to get that. It's part of me. So I just wanted to get that out there. I never wrote the book to make money, ever. So I don't care if I make any money. I think I sold 120 something copies so far, and I think I made like $70 profit on it. And that's because, Amazon taking a percentage of it. But like I said, I didn't make the book for the money. I don't care less about the money. I just want people, if I could order out 200 copies for free and just hand them out to people, I would, because I just want people to read it. I know you can get the Kindle version, I think, for like $3.99. But like I said, if I could, I would give them out for free. It's just, even I have to pay for a copy of the book. I get a discount, but I would still have to pay to get a copy of the book. So, yeah. But it's a story I'm proud of. I think me and Adam worked very well together on it. I actually feel bad for Adam because there was times I was like, Adam, What the fuck you gonna do, man? It's been like 3 weeks. When are you gonna get done with that chapter, Adam? And Adam was working 2 jobs plus going to film school. So like I was definitely on Adam's ass a lot, and I feel bad about that. But we got it worked out, man. We did it. I seen a couple people who read it said there's still like a couple minor misspellings in the book, and I don't know how, because everybody I know edited that damn book, and somehow a couple fucking misspellings still made it through, which boggles my damn mind, but it is what it is. What's the book about? This is totally getting off topic of MCU stuff, so I'll read the description on the back. A truce is broken, a kingdom in flames, a world at war. A princess will discover she has powers beyond her wildest imagination. The kingdom of Terrabiliza is in great peril from the invading goblin army, under the rule of a powerful sorceress, Anja. Rescued by a hardened knight, the young princess Aya is forced to leave her home, joined by a savage elf, the last of her kind, and a stable boy born with magic and a beast in search of redemption. Aya will embark on a dangerous quest to unlock hidden powers she never knew and take back her homeland. I actually kind of want to reread this. I know the story back and forth because, you know, I helped make the story, but I've been dying to kind of pen a sequel to this. And the day ever comes where I can leave my job and do YouTube full time, I might actually do a sequel to this, because me and Adam both talk about making this thing into a trilogy. We didn't sell enough copies to justify it, and 2, I just don't have time to. Guys, you don't have to be sorry about my marriage. You don't have to be sorry about my marriage. You know, I already went from all the sadness to wanting to commit suicide to. Like, I've been through every level of grief here, man. You know, I thought about it at work. I shouldn't be saying this, but like I thought several times about just killing myself, and I was like, well, what is that gonna accomplish? You know, and then you know, I thought about everything. It ain't that. I mean, it's a big deal, but I'm over it now. I'm talking to another girl that I really, really like. When you guys see me stop in the middle of the stream, the message, that's who I'm talking to. She's gonna be going to MegaCon with me. I mean, she's really cool. I really like her. Autumn, she's going to do her own thing. I mean, it happens. I don't know what to do or say about it. Like I said, I already been through the levels of grief, and that's just kind of where it's at right now. So, I don't know, man. It just, yeah. I mean, it is what it is. But you know, hey, I got YouTube to keep me up. So in short, and once you guys start sending more questions, we'll get back to the Marvel stuff. But in short, what the book, this book was basically inspired by the opening scene to Gargoyles. Like, above anything else, like it was like the opening scene of Gargoyles. Like, you guys remember in the opening scene of Gargoyles where you had the Vikings rushing the castle after Goliath and everybody was turned to stone somewhere else, and the fucking Vikings were like, the castle was betrayed, and the Vikings stormed the castle and destroyed like all the Gargoyles. Well, that was like a vision I had in my head for years. It was like, well, what happens if there's like this fucking goblin army, and they're being led by this fucking like evil, sexy fucking like sorceress, and she storms the castle, slaughters all the people, imprison them, and take over the castle. And then there's like this princess that you know, she has this power, but she doesn't know about the power, and you know, like, there's this whole thing, right? And I'm not a Lord of the Rings fan. I've only seen the first Lord of the Rings movie. I've never seen any of the other ones. So a lot of people might think that I'm copying like Lord of the Rings, but that's not the case whatsoever. This was more inspired by anime and cartoons I've grown up with, like Rurouni Kenshin and like Dragon Ball Z and Yu Yu Hakusho and Sailor Moon. Like, Queen Beryl was basically my inspiration for the sorceress Anja. And I don't know how the fuck I even started talking about my book. I'm gonna put my book away now. But yeah, just it's there. You guys want to check it out? You can check it out. Like I said, I won't see a dime of the money, but yeah, you guys can check it out if you want to check it out. So back in the topics. So amazing. Even talking about my crappy book, we still got over 100 people watching the stream. But people that saying it's the end of the MCU, it's not the end of the MCU. It's just the beginning of this new era. Yeah, Queen Beryl. Her name's Queen Beryl, right? Sailor Moon, the first season. I believe it was Queen Beryl, right? Beryl. Fighting evil by moonlight, winning love by yeah. That's done. I'm done with that. Yeah, guys. We stopped talking about the marriage thing. I'm over it. I built a bridge, went over the water, over the bridge, under the bridge, wherever the fuck the water is. But yeah, just barrel. That's what I said, man. That's what I said, guys. But anyway, let's get back to like comic book talking. You know what this channel is really about. Not I own the entire Rurouni Kenshin trilogy. The live action movies, I own the entire trilogy, man. Like that fucking shit's amazing. I'm like I have the Sanosuke Sagara symbol for bad tattooed on my arm. I got that right there. Which is like really wicked. It stands for wicked in Japanese. But I was so with this, I was so deep into the Saki Hotai and how the government used them for scapegoats and blamed everything on them, and then they completely executed the Saki Hotai. I was so fascinated by Sanosuke Sagara's story. I was like, man, I gotta get that fucking thing tattooed, man. So yeah, I went and got that tattooed. It's a little bigger than I wanted it, but I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, when you stop texting or checking something is really when you need somewhere. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I need someone. I need a left-hand man here. Left-hand man here. I got a green screen. I just need to get 2 stools, and then we're up to go. And, revenue in order to pay the person to come. But, that comes to you guys with your support with Super Chats and whatnot. But, yeah, just simply, guys, people think that the MCU is over. It's not. It really isn't. It's not. It's nowhere near being done with. It's just the next phase. We already know we're getting Avengers 5, so that's nothing new. So, yeah, dude, I got a lot more tattoos than that. I got like 8 Dragon Ball Z tattoos. I don't even know what a tier list videos even mean, and even if I do, people won't subscribe to it. I had a Patreon page for a year. I only have 1 person following me, and I don't even think they're following me anymore. And we all work a lot. I need to take that leap of faith and just leave my job, but unfortunately, I don't have people like Rory who sends me $370, or no, he sent like what, $270? Yeah, that don't happen very often. So you got to kind of take the good and take the bad. What do you have? The facts of life. Why am I singing so much on this fucking show today? Yeah, it's definitely going to be a new beginning. Because basically now we're going to be getting. I uploaded a video today. You guys won't get it until Thursday. It's the title of the video is 5 movies I guarantee will happen in Phase 4, and I will get back to that right after I get with Cash Graphics, who just threw in a super chat. The last few issues of Spawn have been amazing story, and are any word on that movie? No words on that movie. The last thing I heard, they had Todd McFarlane on Collider Live with an interview, and they talked to him about it, and he said he's having a hard time finding people to pick it up. So we know that Blumhouse is producing it, right? Blumhouse is giving him the money to produce it and whatnot. But from what I gathered is like nobody's picking it up, right? So this might be a thing where it goes straight to Netflix. Now, I've said from the very beginning, A Spawn reboot is a good idea. You have Jamie motherfucking Foxx, Oscar-winning Jamie Foxx playing Spawn. Fantastic. Todd McFarlane cannot direct this thing. You cannot let Todd McFarlane direct this thing, Cass. You cannot do it. The guy has never directed anything his entire life. He hasn't even directed a music video or a fucking commercial. Do you know how hard it is to direct something? Okay? I helped direct like 4 episodes of a show called Issues, right? That me and Adam were creating. It was going to be like this mini-series that we had our own channel for, and we were going to do a mini-series on that. It was going to be like 30-minute episodes, and I was the director on it. And you know how hard it is to direct people? You know, and Todd McFarlane never directed anything. Great storyteller, perfectly stand behind him writing the script, but directing, no. You need to attach a better director to this thing, right? And I think that might be one of the reasons why it's being hard to pick up. But I haven't read Spawn comics in a very long time, but I am a huge Image comic fan. Most of my stuff I read now is all Image comics. If you guys haven't read Unnatural, pick up Unnatural right now. It's produced by Image Comics. Image Comics does it. It's fucking fantasy-based, sexy as all hell, and it's crazy. I definitely recommend you guys check out that. Also, if you guys haven't watched or haven't read Invincible, for the love of God, read Invincible. The whole series is over with now, so you guys can get like the compendium and just binge read it. It's fantastic. So Image Comics is where I go from, but thank you so much, Cast Graphics. We got a super chat coming in from Julio Rodriguez. Man, what's up, man? I don't think I saw you yesterday. Where were you at, buddy? Where were you at? Hey, Rob, random question. I recently read Spider-Man One More Day. What's your thoughts on it? Okay, so this is going to be a long conversation. So if anybody throws in a super chat, just letting you know, I will get to it, but it's going to be a minute because I want to talk about this. Okay, Spider-Man One More Day. Me and Adam did a video on this years ago, and we both had the same opinion. I think it is absolutely, positively the biggest piece of great writing I have ever read. I know you guys were like, what? I thought you were going to say piece of shit. Great writing. I might have over-exaggerated. I just kind of wanted to change up. You know, I was saying piece of shit. I wanted to switch it up to kind of surprise people. But I actually love it. I love it so much. I think it's so, so good. What they were able to do, I believe, was what JMS wrote it and Joe Quesada drew it. It was so good. I read that and I just fucking cried for like 15 minutes. I just fucking cried. And I remember because it took place right after Civil War. And I got out of comic books for about 2 years after that. And I remember the last issue of Spider-Man I read was when Aunt May got shot because of Peter revealing himself. The Kingpin hired someone to shoot Aunt May, and Tony wouldn't give Peter the money, and he went back and got the black suit. And I stopped. That was the last issue I read. And then I kept hearing about this One More Day thing. So a couple years later, I got back into comics. I went back and rebought all the issues I missed for those 2 years, and now I'm currently up to date again. And I remember reading it, and I was like, why are people so upset with this? And I know why they're upset. I'll get with why they're upset in a second. But I was like, I found it so beautiful. One More Day. Now, I lost my father-in-law. I don't want to throw Chris's stuff out there, but Chris, CGA's, lost his father. We both know what it feels like to lose somebody. And to think, what would you do if you had one more day with that person? You know? And it was beautifully written. And it really made you, like, you have this character who's been raised by his aunt. And he loves his aunt. And he's trying so hard to find a way to save the person he loves. And then at the end, you know, Mephisto comes and says, I will save your aunt. But you have to give up the one thing that's more important to you, and that's your marriage with Mary Jane. and we're going to erase everything. And I remember the last panel. I'm getting all choked up like a fucking geek over here. I remember the last panel. Like she whispers something in Mephisto's ear, and I hope she said something else. And then my problem with the story is when they did One Moment in Time. I think they ruined the story. But the last panel when she whispers something to Mephisto, and then she says something to Peter, and they held each other like, "Don't worry, we'll find each other again." I just fucking like teared, man, just teared. It was like, I can't believe so many people dislike that story. I'm like, I think it was perfect. You have to change things up in the comics. You have to. You can't have for 30 years the characters staying the same. I agree with Joe Quesada, who was the chief editor at the time, wanting to break up their marriage? No. In fact, I wrote stories where they could kind of bring her back and so on. Now, right now in the comic books, Mary Jane and Peter are together again, finally. Which I love to death. I love those two together. But the last panel, he gave, like, Mephisto shows everything you gave up. Like, you gave up your daughter, you're giving up your marriage. And it was like when Mary Jane's like, we will find, like, I just, like, even now I'm just like sapping up, like tearing up about it. And again, I'm the guy that says that I'm not a real Spider-Man fan. Like, people said because I don't like Homecoming, I'm not a real Spider-Man fan. No, I read Spider-Man. I know the character. I know the character arcs. I feel for the character. And I think it's one of the best Spider-Man stories. Well, like, if I had to rate Spider-Man stories, I think it's definitely in the top 10 for sure. The problem with the story is when One Moment in Time came out, Julio, because then they kind of established that what Mary Jane whispered in his ear wasn't what we thought, because they were kind of laying the groundwork to where Peter would pretend, or Peter's mind would be erased, and it'd be like he was never married, he would never known. And we thought that Mary Jane knew, because Mary Jane started drinking and she started crying. So we thought maybe a piece of her knew that they were together and they can't be together because of this. And it was sort of the weight that she had to carry with her. But that wasn't what happened. And One Moment in Time kind of ruined that. And One Moment in Time is bad. It's really bad. It told a story that we didn't need any story with. They completely could have just took that out. But One More Day, great story, man. I love that story so much. I believe it's a 4-issue arc that went from Amazing Spider-Man to Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man to Sensational Spider-Man. It covered four, and I think I think it's a fantastic story. If you guys haven't read it, definitely pick it up. If you guys aren't a subscriber to Marvel Unlimited, I would definitely say go sign up for Marvel Unlimited. I have a tablet here, and I have Marvel Unlimited on here, and then I pull it up and I read comics all the time. And I own the physical comics, but I don't like taking them out of the bags and boards. I just read on Marvel Unlimited. So yeah, but hey, just want to take this time. We are over an hour, and the stream hasn't crashed. Yes, you definitely need to read it. You definitely need to read it. If I another recommendation, and it tore me to fucking shitting back. This Spider-Man story tore me to fucking shit. I fucking bawled like a goddamn baby, man. Like, if you guys don't know, I'm kind of a sensitive person. Like I'm the type of guy who, like, cried at Endgame, cried at fucking La La Land. Like I get emotional because I get very attached to characters, and the reason why I get so emotional because I always try to put myself into the characters. But I read Spider-Man Blue, and if you are a Spider-Man fan and you have not read Spider-Man Blue, please do yourself a favor. Go either get the digital copies, you can buy it in trade paperback, you can buy it in hardcover. I own the hardcover. Read Spider-Man Blue. It is Peter Parker's love letter to Gwen Stacy, and it killed me. It takes place back in the 60s, and it goes through some of his events. And Peter, he's the last issue, Peter's up there and he's got stuff from Gwen Stacy, and he's in his attic. He's married with Mary Jane at the time. he goes up there, he finds all Gwen's stuff in this letter and stuff in the attic. And I remember MJ comes up and she looks at Peter and Peter's just crying. And then he looks at her and he's like, I miss her. And she's like, yeah, me too. And I just fucking, I died, man. I died. It's like, and that's why I get mad when people say I'm not a real Spider-Man fan, because I am a Spider-Man fan. I love Spider-Man so much. He's my favorite superhero. And those comics, they mean so much to me. So when people are like, oh, you're not a real Spider-Man fan because you don't like Homecoming, or the Homecoming movies, that kind of bothers me, because those stories, they mean a lot to me. Another high recommendation, this turned into a Spider-Man recommendation, is Spider-Man. The first ever story where Peter and Miles get together for the first time. And that's another one. I think like issue 3 just fucking completely floored me, man. We see Peter go to the Ultimate Universe, and you got to remember, Peter lost Gwen Stacy in his universe. And when Peter goes, he goes to Aunt May's house, and they captured a little bit of this into the Spider-Verse movie, but it was with Aunt May instead of with Gwen. Well, Peter goes into the Ultimate Universe, and he goes up to Aunt May's house, and in the Ultimate Universe at the time, Gwen Stacy was living with Aunt May, and they just lost Peter in that universe. That's why Miles took over. And I remember Peter just seeing Gwen, and it killed me, guys. It killed me so bad. I was like, Adam, man, did you read that? Because me and Adam were reading it at the same time. I'm like, dude, that fucking shit killed me, man. It killed me so bad. I need to do like a top 10 saddest Spider-Man stories of all time. There's a lot of them, man. There's a lot of them. When Jonah Jameson's wife died, that was another sad moment, because even when he was like, I know I can blame you, Spider-Man. I can blame you, but I know the only person I can blame is myself. Like, that was a sad moment. There's a lot of good Spider-Man stories. There's a lot of good Spider-Man stories. You just kind of got to look for it. I got to be honest with you. There's a lot of stuff now. It's like all filler shit. But every once in a while, you can definitely get some good Spider-Man stories. So, kind of rambled on about Spider-Man just a little too much there. Got all emotional for no reason. But, yeah, I mean, if nobody's throwing stuff in, I can't really talk about anything else. But I just think it's funny how I was watching a YouTube channel the other day, and they were talking about Spider-Man Far From Home trailer, and they were like, yeah, well, if you guys don't think this is your Spider-Man, then you're not a real Spider-Man fan. I'm like, that's not cool, man. And I wrote a comment in that person's channel. I'm like, I'm a hardcore Spider-Man fan, dude. I love Spider-Man. I got fucking Spider-Man curtains, man. Look at this shit. I got fucking Spider-Man curtains, right? Like, I love Spider-Man, okay? And to say that I'm not a Spider-Man fan because I don't like Spider-Man Homecoming, that's not fair to say. It really isn't fair to say. That's my Spider-Man cell from the show that was given to me by my father-in-law who passed away. That means a lot to me. But yeah, so yeah, but you know how it is. But who was at the last super chat anyway? Julio. Yeah, Julio. So thank you so much for the super chat. I went on a really, really long discussion on why I like that storyline so much. But yeah, it actually means a lot to me, especially for someone if you lost a loved one in your life, like a mother, a father, father-in-law, something like that. It means a lot because you can kind of put yourself in that person's shoes. So yeah, but. Yeah, so thank you, Julio, for the super chat. I very much appreciate that. Good, sir. Man, I'm getting a little tired, guys. Gotta be honest with you. That's why I need a co-host, guys. I need to get a co-host here. Okay? I need to get a co-host. But first thing on the docket is a P.O. box. P.O. box. That's the first thing on the docket. Okay, I'm going to try. Okay, this thing might crash for a second. Give me 1 second, and then If it crashes, I'll be right back on. So don't go nowhere. Give me 1 second. I'm just checking something. Okay. I don't think it crashed. I think we're all good, right? Damn, Rob. Now you yawn. I'm sorry, man. I'm tired, bro. I got up early. I got to get up early tomorrow. I got to go get my car fixed. I'm sorry. You know, I work all week. I work a 40-hour shift. I work a 40-hour week. Plus, I also do YouTube full-time. YouTube, I believe, is more than a 40-hour job. Like, I'm constantly doing YouTube videos, man. Like, you don't realize how long it takes to do YouTube videos. Like, I gotta come in, right? I gotta come in. I'm not complaining. I love doing it. I want to do it full-time. But I come in. What am I going to talk about today? Oh, okay. We got a new Spider-Man Far From Accurate trailer. Let's do a reaction. Oh, we got to set that up, set this program up. Got to do that. Oh, got to go change my shirt. Oh, got to put my hat on. Got to set up my camera, make sure the lighting's all good. 30 minutes has passed now. Oh, okay, all right, we're ready to go. Okay, boom. Hey, okay, we're going to do a reaction. I do a reaction. Oh, shit, my camera wasn't on. Now I got to redo everything. Now an hour passed. Now I got to do it again. Boom. All right, we got it up. Now I got to edit it. Go back in and guess what? Another 30-minute pass. Now we're an hour and a half. Then I got to do that. Blah, 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 blah. Video done rendering. So we're at the hour and a half mark. Now I got to make a thumbnail. That's about another 15, 20 minutes. Now I got to upload to YouTube. Like now we got like 2 hours and a half, right? So it actually takes a long time, man. It takes a long time. But it's something I love doing. There's a lot of perks to it. And hopefully one day I can do it full time. But like I said, I can't do that without the support of yours. Like without you guys coming in and watching the channel every single day. Like I'm kind of curious to see what my view count for today's video is. Let me see the toxic one because I was getting a lot of backlash on that. Yeah, not even at 4,000 views. So yeah, I really need everybody's support. Like if liking, subscribing, sharing, all that stuff is like real big support. Yes, working 2 jobs just to have enough money to be broke. Well, I'm not broke. But when accidents happen and my car breaks down, then I'm broke because now I have to take all my like I get my YouTube check on the 21st, right? And it's a pretty good check this month because thanks to you guys, I had a pretty good check because you guys came in with the super chat donations and whatnot, and I was gonna go get the PO box and everything. I was like, all right, I'm putting everything in the bank. I'm gonna go get a PO box and I'm good to go. And then guess what? Car fucking broke on me. And did we have a super chat pop up somewhere? Yes, we did. I'm upset. How come that didn't show up on my thing? Oh, here it goes. I'm upset. I'm upset too. Comes in with a super chat. Gotta ask, you looking forward to Hobbs and Shaw? Am I looking forward to it? No. Am I going to see it? Yes. I like Fast and Furious. I like the movies. I thought Fast 8 was an abomination to the franchise. I think they should have just, after Paul Walker's movie, they should have just ended it. I'm looking forward to this movie because I like Dwayne Johnson and I like Jason Statham. How the fuck does Jason Statham kill Han, yet somehow he gets his own spin-off movie where people love him? Do we not have any justice for Han, people? Do we not have any justice for Han? Plus, we have an actor I love with Idris Elba. Did I finally say it right, guys? Idris Elba. Did I finally say it right? You guys give me shit all the time. But I love Idris Elba so much. I want him to be the next 007 James Bond. But where they kind of lost me in the trailer was when he's like this super genetically altered like soldier or something. It's like he's like, I'm Black Superman, and it's funny because like Dwayne's like, he is Black Superman, but it's like, how much more ridiculous can these movies get? Like, what was it, Fast 7 or was it Fast 7 or Fast 8? Like The Rock fucking moved a fucking missile with his hand. They're jumping out of like skyscrapers into other skyscrapers. We have a super genetically altered soldier, and this ain't a comic book movie. Okay? Remember, these used to be movies about drag racing. Now they're movies about fucking stopping like fucking national terrorists and fucking moving fucking missiles with hands and jumping out of skyscrapers and shit. So to have this genetically altered like soldier is like fucking like, what the fuck are we doing right now?
But I think the banter between Statham and The Rock works real well. I love when The Rock is like falling down the fucking tower and he's just fighting all these guys, and Jason Statham just sitting in the elevator going like this, and The Rock's like, fuck you. Like, all that's funny. Plus, the girl in it, I think, is fucking hot. I think the girl is gorgeous. I think she's playing Jason Statham's sister. I think she's gorgeous. So, I'm going to go see the movie. I'm semi-looking forward to it, but I'm not, like, super hyped for it. I'm not like, oh, my God, I have to go see that opening night. I'm probably going to go see it opening night, depending on what I'm doing. But it's not one of those movies like I have to see it or I can't live on. Right? It's not like Endgame where, like, if I don't see Endgame opening night, I'm just gonna kill myself now. Like I said, I am completely like, I loved Fast 5 is my favorite. I like Fast 6 a lot. Fast 7 I thought was a good ending to the whole series, and then Fast 8 was just an abomination. And this is the spinoff, and and the producer of the Fast franchise had been let go from the studio. So where these movies go from here, who knows? But thank you so much, I'm Upset, for your super chat donation. People like you help me keep on trucking on this channel. So thank you so much, I'm Upset, because I'm upset too. I'm upset too. I'm upset that we have no justice for Han. Does nobody care about Han? Nobody cares about Han. No, we need to get Idris Elba in a fucking... Oh, shit, we can't. We need to get Idris Elba in a fucking MCU movie, like in Black Panther. I was like, we totally can't because he was in Thor and he just fucking died in Infinity War. Yeah, that kind of sucks, man. Kind of sucks. But, hey, at least he was in... Like, everybody's been in the MCU at this point. Like, everybody and their mama has been in the MCU at this point. Man, we are going on an hour and 22 minutes right now. I still have over 120 people watching, and my stream has not crashed once. Knock on wood. Is this table made out of wood? Han had it coming? No, he fucking didn't, dude. He was the best fucking character in fucking Tokyo Drift. Tokyo Drift is one of my favorite movies, by the way. You know why? Because it was nothing but racing. And it had hot-ass fucking Asian chicks barely wearing anything. I fucking love Tokyo Drift. You know what? I think I'm going to go watch Tokyo Drift right now. You guys have a great day. But nah, I actually really like Tokyo Drift. And Han didn't have it coming. Han was a great character. Han was a great character. I don't know if Avengers is going to beat Avatar, man. It needs 300 million more. 300 million more. Is it possible? It's possible. Is it likely? I don't think it's very likely, man. Each week, it might be John Wick this week. It's possible it might be John Wick this week. Because John Wick Chapter 2 only came in at 30 million on its opening weekend. Even if Avengers Endgame drops 55%, it was still coming in about 35 million. So it can still possibly beat John Wick if John Wick stays at 30 million opening weekend. If John Wick comes in at 40 million, it's going to beat Avengers Endgame this weekend. But I know it makes money throughout the week. I'm pretty sure it's still banking in a lot of countries and big cities, but $300 million is still a lot of money to try to come up with. Is it possible? It's absolutely possible. Is it likely? I think at this time we have to say it's starting to look a little unlikely every day. Each day goes by, it's starting to feel a little bit more unlikely because this was a movie everybody was going to go out and see the first couple weeks. So, of course, it broke all kinds of records. So 275, fine. That you round out to 300 million, okay? It still needs to hit about that. That's still a lot of money. That's still an absolutely lot of money. So we don't know. We're just gonna have to sit back, relax, subscribe to the channel, and we'll talk about. I don't care. I'm kind of copying RGT85 at this point. No, it doesn't need 200 million. It needs a lot more than 200 million. It needs a lot more than 200 million. I can pull up the numbers right now. Let me pull up the number right now. I already got Alita pulled up. Julio Rodriguez comes in with a super chat. Crackle. Well, actually, I can only call gas graphics cracker. Hold on, let me pull this up and I'll get to you. Okay, Avengers Endgame. Avengers Endgame is sitting at 2.5 billion and 3 million. So it needs, because right now Avatar is at 2.788. So it needs 200 million. It needs 285 million to tie it. It needs 285 million to tie it. So whoever said 275, that's not accurate. And whoever said 200 million, that's definitely not accurate. So yeah, you better go back and look at that Avatar numbers. Okay, you guys need to go back and look at that Avatar number. So with that said, let me jump back in. Julio Rodriguez coming in with a super champ, and he says, "Hey, Rob, what's up, Julio? I feel like we know each other now, man. Rob, do you think we'll ever get a good MJ in movie format? I like MJ from the 90s cartoons. I do too. But I think Spectacular Spider-Man cartoon represents her the best. I absolutely... I wish you lived around here. I wish you lived around the Orlando area. I'd be like, you know what, Julio? Come on, let me go buy you a beer, sir. Look, come here. I know this perfect place. We go to this bar called Player One. Great place. Hot-looking girls, video games for free. I would buy you a beer and we can talk. I 100% agree with you. I liked MJ in the 90s cartoon, but the Spectacular cartoons captured who MJ actually is. Especially her, face the tiger, you just hit the jackpot. Like they were going right into the Steve Ditko, Stan Lee comics with what they were doing in Spectacular Spider-Man. I loved it. So good. I'm gonna go watch 275 isn't closer to 300 million. Okay, you round up, sir. Did you not learn how to round numbers in school? But I love what they did with her. And to be honest with you, I don't think we're ever gonna get a good MJ on screen. I thought Kirsten Dunst was okay in the very first Spider-Man movie. And the reason why I say she's okay was because that was the first time we ever got a real high-budget live-action Spider-Man movie. So I was like, oh, it's fucking Mary Jane. This is fucking great. And then the second movie came out, and her hair wasn't red no more. It was like a blondish red. And then the third movie came out, and it was just like blonde at that point. Like she didn't give a fuck. Like, you can go back and look at interviews where she's like, yeah, I'm kind of done with this movie. It's like they wanted a sequel, okay. Then they wanted a third one. I'm like, I'm just kind of done with this. And, so I kind of have hatred for Kirsten Dunst because you can tell she doesn't care. And then in the Amazing Spider-Man movies, they cast Shailene Woodley to play Mary Jane. And my complaints with Shailene Woodley is the same complaints I have with Mary Jane played by Zendaya. She doesn't have red hair, okay? Like, they cast Shailene Woodley. You can see the deleted scenes on YouTube. She still has long brown hair. Why the fuck are you guys afraid to make Mary Jane look like Mary Jane? And I think Zendaya, if they would have came out in Homecoming and said, this is Mary Jane Watson. We know she's not white, but this is Mary Jane Watson. I would have been like, well, she's not white. I would be upset for like 5 seconds. I'd be like, okay, let's see what they can do. But no, they're like, this is Michelle. Like, what's her last name? Michelle something. I don't fucking know. And at the end of the movie, she's like, yeah, my friends call me MJ. Like, you're not Mary Jane. You are fucking Michelle. You are not Mary Jane. But now I got Chris's brother in here talking about he's going to show me the world. Yeah, just like, and I think Zendaya is beautiful. Like, I think Zendaya is gorgeous. Like, if you guys go on Google and you type in Zendaya red hair, oh my god, like she is drop dead gorgeous. If they would have just said, hey, we're gonna dye her hair red, we're gonna color Mary Jane Watson, and we're just gonna use the fact that Zendaya is Mary Jane and MJ is not gonna be white. I'm like, all right, cool. They did the same thing with Flash Thompson. Flash Thompson's supposed to be this big fucking white jockhead reject, right? But they're like, no, we're gonna make him this like, what is he, like Indian or something? I don't want to fucking like, say the wrong thing so people start attacking me, but whatever ethnic he is, But hey, at least he said he's Flash Thompson. If they would have just said, hey, you're not, what is it? I think someone said Michelle Jones or something. If they would have said, hey, this ain't Michelle Jones, this is Mary Jane Watson, played by Zendaya. We dyed her hair red. She is this version of MJ. We updated it for the times, and boom, there you go. Because what I like about the Ultimate Spider-Man comic book, not the cartoon, cartoon's awful. What I like about the Ultimate Spider-Man comic book that Brian Michael Bendis and Mark Bagley did was they took the essence of Spider-Man and they updated it to modern times. Like Gwen Stacy was like this goth chick and stuff, and it worked. It worked. Liz Allen is a white character, but in the Spectacular Spider-Man cartoon, she is black. In the movie, she is black. You know what? It fucking works. Not one time did I ever post a video going, they made fucking Liz Allen black. No, it works. Who cares? I would have much preferred if they would have kept Liz Allen as the main love interest through the entire trilogy. Like, why go through the trouble of saying this is Michelle Jones, who Michelle in Spider-Man Brand New Day, like somewhere in Brand New Day, I believe Michelle Jones is Peter Parker's roommate, and they took that character, and they're like, well, no, this is Michelle Jones, but she has MJ's initials, so we're going to call her MJ. It's like, why? Like, just fucking cast Zendaya as Mary Jane, give her red hair, and just boom. She looks gorgeous as a redhead. Like, she looks fucking sexy with red hair. Why not just fucking say she's Mary Jane? Why sit there and character swap for no reason? That's my biggest complaint with Homecoming, is the character swapping. Why character swap when you don't need to character swap? I mean, if you want to make the characters a different race, make the characters a different race. One of the best character race changes of all time was when fucking my homeboy played Kingpin in the Daredevil movie. Michael Clark Duncan played Kingpin in the Daredevil movie, right? That was like the greatest fucking casting of all time. Is Kingpin black? Hell no. But Michael Clark Duncan is the best. Vince D'Onofrio, sorry, love you in the show, but my homeboy Michael Clark Duncan killed it in that role. Because he was the best actor for the job. If you think Zendaya is the best actress to play Mary Jane, then cast her to play Mary Jane. Don't cast her to play fucking Michelle Jones and say, oh no, she's MJ. Just, she has different initials. Get the fuck out of here. Suck my fucking left nut. That's my biggest problem. We got Teddy Graham, coming in with a super chat. And he's completely killing my Spider-Man momentum that I had going here. We got 142 people watching. That's what I'm talking about. 142 people watching the stream. And Danny Graham comes in with a super chat. He said, are you hearing that Beta Ray Bill maybe be in the new Guardians movie? Yes, I heard that. I actually have someone to send me a Twitter question about that. I'm going to use it in a video. I heard that. I don't believe that. The reason why I don't believe that is for several reasons. One, Beta Ray Bill is a big character with Thor, okay? Now, yes, Thor possibly is going to be in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, but we have to remember one important thing. The title of the movie is Guardians of the Galaxy fucking 3, okay? Not fucking Thor 4, okay? So how are the whole story plot is going to be them trying to find Gamora. So how are they going to introduce, put Thor in the Guardians of the Galaxy, introduce motherfucking Beta Ray Bill, try to explain to everybody who don't know who the fuck Beta Ray Bill is. Do you remember Turkey Fucker? Yes, I do. I was actually thinking about it the other day. I'm a turkey fucker because I fucking fuck turkey. But how the fuck they gonna introduce Beta Ray Bill, right? Explain to people who don't know who the fuck he is, who he is, and how are they gonna do that? I don't understand. And let's not forget, James Gunn has said that he's probably gonna introduce Adam Warlock in Volume 3. So how are they going to sit there and introduce Adam Warlock, Beta Ray Bill, then go through the whole thing with Beta Ray Bill and Stormbreaker if they even decide to go that route? I don't see that happening. what I do see happening, and I would like for someone to send me a link. Hit me up on Twitter. At RobertStorms84. Send me a link where they said Beta Ray Bill is possibly going to be in Guardians 3, because I just don't see how they're going to be able to throw all that in there. Now I can see possibly Thor 4 with Valkyrie taking over the Jane Foster role as the female Thor, and then have Beta Ray Bill show up that way. But yeah, I don't see that possibly happening. I don't know where that rumor came from or whatnot. But yeah. So back to Zendaya. Oh, actually, Danny Graham, I do want to personally thank you for the super chat, my friend. I appreciate it so very much, man. But back to Zendaya. My biggest thing with Homecoming and Far From Home is just the character swaps, man. The character swaps. It's like, if you want to make fucking Zendaya Mary Jane, just make her fucking Mary Jane. Don't sit there and say she's this one character when you're actually, secretly putting this other thing on there and whatever. So, do you follow Everything Always YouTube channel? What? I don't even know, Danny Graham. I don't know, Danny Graham. I don't know. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is, Crackle. Crackle Jackal. No, they're not going to do a Civil War 2. First of all, Civil War just came out a couple years ago. There's no way they're building to a Civil War 2. Ain't going to happen. No. Nope, ain't going to happen. I don't want Beta Ray Bill. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing Beta Ray Bill, but it's something that, like, we got the Easter egg in Thor Ragnarok. I think that's the closest thing that we're gonna get for right now. Zendaya is 10 out of 10. I agree, man. Zendaya, like some pictures, she looks and then other pictures she's like, holy shit! If I just had her right now, I would lick that clip. But that went completely off the rails there. But no, I mean, I like Zendaya. I like Zendaya a lot. So but I really don't like her character in Homecoming. I don't like the whole, yeah, I think I'm so cool and I don't need to have any friends and all this shit and fuck life and I know you're Spider-Man, Peter. What are you hiding, Peter? And all this. So yeah, so it is what it is. But I just wish they would have just dyed her hair and just called her fucking Mary Jane, and I wouldn't be complaining as much as I am if they would have just made Genki and made fucking Mary Jane instead of fucking calling one Ned Leeds and calling the other one fucking Michelle. It drives me nuts, man. It drives me fucking insane. It really does, man. It really does. We are streaming for over an hour and a half, ladies and gentlemen. No stream interruptions. This is fucking crazy. This is great. Knock on wood. I think I finally got the stream working right. Got the stream working right. Yeah, that's right. Well, I better watch out, man. My chair feels a little wobbly. Maybe because I'm so fat, man. Who knows? But yeah, guys. I don't want to end the stream, but I don't see any more questions coming up. Oh, Steven Destroyer comes in, speaking, and we get. Wonder who the villain is going to be in Doctor Strange 2. It's probably going to be Chiwetel Ejiofor's character. They set it up in the first movie. Because I probably mispronounced the name. Chiwetel Ejiofor, who was basically his friend in the first movie, he turns bad, much like Sinestro does in Green Lantern, and he's probably going to be the opposing villain because we see him completely murder that dude at the end of Doctor Strange, where he's like, no more sorcerers, because he doesn't believe what the Ancient One did. He is so going to be the villain in Doctor Strange. Like, go back and rewatch Doctor Strange. He is so the villain in Doctor Strange, too. It's not even funny. Like, that was, like, majorly setting up in the first Doctor Strange movie. So that's who the villain's going to be, hands down. Hands down. Like, he completely jacked that dude up in the fucking car garage at the end of the movie. I know it's been a while since we all seen that movie. Okay, I think I've only seen that movie like maybe 5 times. I think I watched it about a year ago. Great movie, but definitely Chiwetel Ejiofor will be the villain. If they give anyone else as the villain, I'm gonna be kind of disappointed and upset. We got a super chat coming from Christian La Rosa. What are your thoughts on multiverse material? Are you talking about in the upcoming movies or in the multiverse in the comics? Well, I think it's a brilliant thing to use in the movies. And the reason why I think it's a brilliant thing to use in the movies is because with Endgame introducing the multiverse now, it now gives the MCU a lot more stuff to play with. And what I mean by that is I had someone who sent in a super chat yesterday who said, don't you think it was kind of missed opportunity by them killing Thanos? And like, not really, because they killed two Thanoses in the movie. So what's there to stop Thanos from another dimension, another multiverse, to gathering the stones, breaking through to our universe, and then causing havoc once again? Plus the multiverse opens up several opportunities. We can now bring in a Spider-Gwen into the live action. We can probably bring in a Miles Morales from another universe who's already been bitten by the spider. We can bring back Tony and Steve. What happens if Galactus hits, right? What happens if somehow they introduce Fantastic Four, Galactus comes to Earth, and just like in Endgame where they have to call like everybody to the one battle scene to fight against Thanos and his crew, what happens if they're like, man, this is so big, we need to get people from the multiverse, right? We need to get fucking Steve in his prime and Tony in his prime. And what happens if Chris Evans left because he wants to go do, directing and stuff? What happens if like 5, 6, 7 years pass, Chris Evans is like, I wouldn't mind appearing again in a movie, and they're like, okay, well, guess what? We got the multiverse now. We can have him appear in a movie. And I just think it works. And I'm still on the impression that Mysterio is lying in this movie. Like, he's like, this is the 616 universe. I'm from this universe. I still think he's lying. And I think that there's a strong possibility that Sam Jackson and Maria Hill are the chameleon twins from the Ultimate Comics. But if he is telling the truth, we know the multiverse exists because basically what Hulk said, whenever you go back in time, it's going to create another timeline. We saw where there's several different timelines created now. Even if Steve brings back the stones, it doesn't matter. It still creates timelines in that universe. So there's multiple universes now, and the Russo brothers already confirmed that. So it makes sense. Now we can get different versions. We can bring back Tony. We can bring back Cap. We can bring back Natasha. Loki's going to have his own show now on Disney Plus because he took the Tesseract. So I think the multiverse is a fantastic thing. So thank you so much, Christian, for your super chat. We got Steven the Metal or Steven the Destroyer coming in. I remember this guy named Steven Metal Slayer, but he hasn't been on in a while. But Steven the Destroyer writes, is Falcon name going to be Blacked in America? Dude, that is both racist and it's not really that funny, man. It really ain't. But it's kind of racist, bro. But no. But just to talk about that a minute, the guy who plays Sam Wilson, well, what the fuck is his name, dude? I know. Anthony Mackie. He came out and he said that he's not Captain America. So we don't know what's going on with the Captain America thing now. Maybe they're going to explore that in the show. Maybe he's fighting with being Cap and he doesn't want to be Cap. And maybe he's trying to pawn it off on Bucky and Bucky's like, nah, man, Steve gave it to you. You're the new Cap. So maybe that's what Anthony Mackie means. Like, well, I'm not Cap. So that might be possible. But Steve Messler, that wasn't really funny, man. But thank you for the super chat. Julio Rodriguez comes in once again with another super chat. Isn't the multiverse just cop-out, easy way to bring the X-Men and Fantastic Four? Absolutely not. Who says that the X-Men and Fantastic Four is going to come from the multiverse? No one said that. No one said that at all, Julio. How do we know when the Hulk snapped to try to bring everybody back? He said, I tried really hard to bring back Natasha. How do we know when he did that snap? There was 3 snaps in our universes. Thanos' original snap, Hulk snap, and then Tony snap. How do we know something within those snaps, those 3 snaps, didn't trigger mutation? Okay? If we can have on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and humans start popping out everywhere because of the Terrigen Mist, why can't one of these snaps cause mutation? Why do we have to have explanations? Why can't we just... Oh, sorry about that, guys. It crashed. We were doing so good. We were at an hour and a half, not crashed. Hour and a half. I think Autumn and her friend back now. They're probably using Wi-Fi, so that probably helped calls it. But we went an hour and a half without a crash. That's not bad. Not bad. But to get back to what I said was the world's a big motherfucking place, right? The world's a big-ass fucking place, right, guys? So what's to say that the X-Men and the mutants have been around for a long time? We just don't know about it. You know, they could be in hiding. If the fucking Terrigen Mist can just pop up and the humans pop up everywhere out of nowhere, why can't we do the same for mutants? Why do we have to have a multiverse explanation or something why the mutants weren't around? Could it be that they were just fucking hiding? The world's a big motherfucking place. And for the Fantastic Four, it could be the same motherfucking thing. Maybe the Fantastic Four were trapped in a negative zone this entire time. Maybe the Fantastic Four were in fucking North Carolina on vacation. Why do we have to have a multiverse to explain things? So, no, I do not think that's a cop-out, Julio. I just don't think it's a cop-out. I don't think that's what they're gonna do. And if they do, who cares? It's not that big of a plot thing. So, yeah. But Jackson comes in with was it Jack Daniels? Hey, what's up, Jack Daniels? I remember you. Comes in with a super chat. The Sorcerer Supreme said to Hulk that if the stones are brought back to the exact moment they were taken, that corrects the timeline. That is 100% false. Okay, so let me see if I have a pen. Okay. Because you're missing the entire quote of what Hulk said in the beginning of that movie. Hulk said, because they said, why can't we just go find baby Thanos and strangle him? Right? And Hulk said that's not how time travel works. If we go back in time and we kill Thanos in that timeline, it changes that timeline's future. Okay? So what happens is when they went back in time to get the stones, okay, it then created two timelines. Okay? Now, when they take the stones, it then creates another timeline. So now there's like three timelines. Now, when they bring the stone back, then it goes back to two timelines again. Okay? So everybody's on the impression that if they bring back all the stones, the timeline's corrected. Absolutely not. Because every time they take something or something, it creates a different timeline. So they went back in time once, and Hawkeye takes a glove. Okay? Well, guess what? One timeline's gone now. Right? Now we got two timelines. Then they went back, and guess what? Loki took the Tesseract and left. That created another timeline. So that's three timelines. Then they went back and took all the fucking stones. That created several different timelines. Then Natasha died in one of the timelines. That created another timeline. Now Steve also went back and returned all the stones. So all those timelines that were created were then brought back to the normal timeline, but that still leaves us with like 3 to 4 timelines that aren't corrected. And let's not forget, Steve decided to stay in the past, which then creates another timeline. Then he comes back as an old person, so that creates another timeline. So whenever anything happens in the past, it creates an alternate timeline. Thanos coming to our present, that creates a different timeline. So people take what the Ancient One says and they automatically disregard what Bruce says in the beginning of the movie. You know, if you go back in time, that timeline now becomes your present. This timeline is no longer your future. That present becomes your future. This is no longer your future. It's basically Dragon Ball Z rules. Basically, when Trunks comes back in time, the war on Goku, it helps Goku in his timeline stop the androids, but it doesn't stop the androids in Trunks' timeline. So yes, the Ancient One is right. She says, in our timeline, if you take our stones, it's going to span off and we're going to have nothing but chaos in this timeline. But if you bring the stones back, then we are guarded now. But that still doesn't change the fact that it's an alternate timeline. So we still have several branches of alternate timelines. So that is just a fact thing. People take what the Ancient One says, but they totally disregard what Bruce said earlier in the movie. So there's already multiple timelines, regardless if the stones are returned back or not. It's just the ones the stones were taken from get changed back, but there's still multiple timelines out there now because of it. So, yeah, so a lot of don't worry. Who was at the game? Jackson Daniels. Don't worry. A lot of people said that same thing. You just have to go back and rewatch and really listen to what Bruce says in the beginning of that movie. So Gregory, is it Gregory or Gregor Brown comes in with a super chat. Did you hear about Thanos versus Hawkeye? Black Widow fight on Vermeer was cut. No, I did not. That would actually be very interesting. I know the one thing was cut from the movie, which was the one girl from the Netflix show. She was supposed to be in the movie. She was supposed to play an older version of Tony's daughter. So when he snaps, he kind of sees like a version of her in the future. That was cut. And I think that's probably for the best, because if he goes, I am Iron Man, he has like this entire thing from like Armageddon when like Bruce Willis like pressed the button and like all this flashback comes. He sees like Liv Tyler and everything. And we would have saw that for Tony. I think it would have took away from the dynamic of him sacrificing himself. And I think it was more effective the way they did it. I didn't hear about the Thanos versus Hawkeye Black Widow fight on Vermeer. That would be very interesting. But I trust the Russo brothers. If it didn't make it in the final cut, then I trust them. Because their final cut, I think, is the true cut, and I'll be interested to see if it comes out on the Blu-rays. I'm still waiting for this special Thanos extended cut of Infinity War that they promised us. I remember, like, you guys remember last year when Infinity War came out? They were like, "Don't worry, guys, we got this super extended cut for Thanos where we tell his backstory and everything. It's like an extra 20 minutes. We're going to re-release it on Blu-ray." And, like, I'm dumb enough to buy the same Blu-ray like 3 times, but they never released it. So, but, yeah, I'll be interested if they show that in the deleted scenes, though. But thank you so much. Who was that? Thank you so much, Gregor, for your super chat. Was Gregory? I'm going to say Gregory. I hope I got it right. I'm horrible with names. But thank you, Gregory, for your super chat. My boy, DC, coming in here, man. I haven't seen you. You weren't around yesterday, were you, buddy? DC, big Oso, yeah. With Disney having full ownership of Hulu, do you think that there will be landing a spot for New Mutants? Possibly. Possibly, because you think about it, right? Let's think about this, because we didn't hit on this tonight. So now Disney fully owns all the shares in Hulu. So Disney now the main shareholder for Hulu. They own, I think, like what now? 100% shares, right? So when all the Netflix shows got canceled, they kind of came out very quietly and said, "Don't worry, guys. Our shows might come back on a different platform." Wink, wink. And we're like, "Oh, what does that mean, man? Is it Disney Plus?" And they're like, "No, Disney took over Hulu." So they greenlit a Ghost Rider show that's gonna be on Hulu. They're probably gonna put the Daredevil and Punisher stuff over there, and now they got New Mutants, right? They don't know what the fuck to do with New Mutants. Like, New Mutants, that movie's gonna be god awful, right? So you don't want to give it to Netflix, and that's your competition. You don't want to put it on Disney Plus because you want to put high quality content on Disney Plus, right? Plus you have the other MCU shows like the Falcon and Bucky and Scarlet Witch and Loki, and you have all the MCU stuff on there. You don't want to put New Mutants on there because then people are like, "Well, is this part of the MCU?" So what do you do with the piece of shit? You put it on fucking Hulu that you own now. So I have a feeling like Hulu is gonna be like where like Aliens goes and like Predator and like all these things that Hulu's gonna go. Now it doesn't make sense to me. Now maybe I'm an idiot, but I'm not Disney. I'm not a big corporation. But like you spent so much time trying to get the Fox stuff, so you can go ahead and have, your Disney Plus with all this stuff on it, right? So why are you going to sit there and go, "Well, we got Disney Plus, we have all these properties now, but we got Hulu, so we're going to put stuff on Hulu." So now you got to have a Disney Plus and Hulu membership. It's like, wouldn't it be better if you just charge, like, instead of $7, $10 a month, and just put Hulu on Disney Plus and make it all one big package? Can you imagine if Netflix came out and Netflix is like, "Well, we got Netflix for original content, and then we got like another thing called like Netflix Zero, where we have other crap that we don't really want, but if you want it, you can go sign up for Netflix Zero." It's like, why is one company owning 2 streaming services? That seems kind of redundant and stupid, if you ask me. It's like, you own it, why not put it on there, right? Like, I guess part of me is like, well, I understand you don't want people to confuse it with the canon stuff, and then the other part of me is like, but now you're making people pay for 2 different services. It doesn't even make no goddamn sense, because now you're kind of like, going in our pockets and squeezing our fucking dicks until it pop off. So anyway, big DCO, Yo, yeah. Thank you so much for the super chat, man. I miss you, my friend. But I think you're onto something. I definitely think that New Mutants will probably be landing on Hulu, and I wouldn't be surprised if we get an announcement about that within the next month or so. So definitely think so. So thank you so much for super chat, and thanks always for your support, buddy. Appreciate it. Valhalla comes in with a super chat. When the X-Men return to the MCU, I hope we get the classic Southern badass Rogue, not whatever the hell Fox did with Rogue. I'm actually a fan of the actress who played Rogue in the Fox movies, but I'm hoping when Disney decides to actually do this X-Men thing, that they do all the characters right. Like, for the love of God, stop fucking raping Cyclops, man. Cyclops has gotten the short end of the fucking stick all through those goddamn movies. This guy was supposed to be like Captain America for the X-Men. You know, he was supposed to be the leader of the X-Men. And they made the X-Men Wolverine. It's like Wolverine and the X-Men. That's basically what we got with those movies. And MCU Rogue actress has a thick ass. But I want to see X-Men. I want to see Cyclops, Jean. You know, I want to see like those characters. You can add Storm, you can add Colossus, you can add Wolverine too. But you know, I think you need to leave Wolverine alone. I think you need to leave Wolverine alone for a while. Because one, whoever you cast as Wolverine, you're gonna get backlash. People going, well, he ain't Hugh Jackman. And I don't want Wolverine to overshadow the X-Men. Let the X-Men be the X-Men for a while. You could do so much with the X-Men. You don't have to throw Wolverine in there right away. Cyclops is a dick in the comics, though. Yes, he is sometimes, especially in the later issues of Uncanny X-Men for sure. But he is that leader of the X-Men, and we haven't got to see that in the Fox version of the X-Men. It was, a lot of people like X-Men. And I like some of the movies. I think Days of Future Past is probably the best X-Men movie. But yeah, I want to see Cyclops done right, and hopefully they do cast someone to play Rogue and all that stuff. And let's just say thank God Disney bought Fox, because now we don't have to get that shitty ass Channing Tatum Gambit movie. Why the fuck we doing a Gambit movie? It doesn't make any sense. Disney probably said the same thing. Like, who the fuck greenlit a damn Gambit movie? And you wonder why you people are out of business. And you wonder why you all are getting laid off. Yeah. Man, it's almost midnight. I gotta go super early tomorrow. Go get my car fixed. I'm not looking forward to that. I love First Class too. I really love First Class too. I'm not gonna do a ranking. I'll do my top 3 X-Men movies: Days of Future Past, First Class, and X-Men 2. Those are my 3 favorite. I don't use the Wolverine movies. If I was going to use the Wolverine movies, I would probably say Days of Future Past, First Class, and then Logan, then X-Men 2. So if I was going to do that, that's probably how I would put it. That's if you count Logan as an X-Men movie. I really don't. I count them as kind of spin-offs because, well, the canon and all the X-Men movies are garbage anyway, so you can't really say it's all that canon, but it is what it is. I'm going to take a few more questions. I'm going to go ahead and call it in for tonight because we've been streaming for about 2 hours. Valhalla comes in with another super chat. You guys can start sending in questions, then I'm going to take a couple more, and then I'm going to wrap it up. Valhalla, the core X-Men cast should be around 16 to 18. That way, we could watch the characters grow and develop like we did with the Avengers. Well, the Avengers weren't that young. Well, Scarlett Johansson, I think, was in her 20s, maybe her 30s. Same thing with Steve Rogers or Chris Evans. Robert Downey Jr. was much older. Chris Hemsworth, I think, was probably in his early 30s. So you're talking about casting like a Tom Holland age. You're talking about casting like a 21, 22-year-old to play a 16 or 18-year-old. Possible, but then you want to sign them to like a multi-film contract. You want to sign them to like an 8 to 9 film contract. That's a smart thing to do, but it's And that's kind of a challenge, to find actors that young who are high quality actors. I mean, it's possible. You know who would be awesome as Cyclops though? Andrew fucking Garfield, man. I want to see Andrew Garfield in the MCU, man. All right, big DC, man. Sorry you're sick, bro. Hope you feel better though, man. If I stream tomorrow night, I'll let you guys know through social media because tomorrow I got to get ready to start packing for MedCon. But thank you for coming out. Thank you for your super chat, Big DC. But I think Andrew Garfield could play a really good Cyclops. I don't know. He just kind of looks like Cyclops. I definitely think like Andrew Garfield could play Cyclops. My main thing is who's going to play Jean Grey. I like Sophie Turner. I like Sophie Turner a lot. I don't see her as Jean Grey. I really don't. Someone I would like to see play Jean Grey is, well, I always say Amber Heard for everything. I would love to see Amber Heard play Jean Grey, but Amber Heard I think is a little on the old side. Depends how they cast. But I think I would be happy with just like unknowns. I would just give me some unknowns, see where it goes, and then that's the way I like it. Because I think the MCU is really good. Like, who the fuck really knew Chris Hemsworth before Chris Hemsworth became Thor? Like, it was like, oh, he was the guy who played Captain Kirk's dad who died in the first 10 minutes of the movie. So no, Sophie Turner is hot. It's just I don't see her as Jean Grey though. You know who would be awesome? Natalie Dormer. I actually wanted Natalie Dormer to play Captain Marvel, but hey, Andrew Garfield as Angel too. That could work too, man. That could work. But Sophie Turner, yeah, I think she looks good in some scenes. In some scenes she don't look good. But I just never bought her as Jean Grey. Like I much prefer like someone like Natalie Dormer or someone. I don't like. Well, I like redheads, but I don't. It doesn't have to be natural redheads. Like that's why I said Zendaya looks so fucking drop dead gorgeous with red hair. Same thing with Amber Heard. Amber Heard looks so good with red hair because it's that fake red hair. I just think it looks like mad sexy. So I think you get someone like Natalie Dormer dye her hair like fake red because when you're looking at the comics, like nobody really has red hair like that in the comics. You know what I mean? And I would like to see something like that. So anyway, guys, that's all I got. It doesn't look like we're going to get any more questions sent in. And it's almost midnight. We've been streaming for 2 hours. We crashed, I think, twice or 3 times. I think that's because they came home and they're on the Wi-Fi now. But, yeah, very successful night, guys. Thank you so much. We had some great conversations. Definitely thank you all for your support. Might be streaming again tomorrow around the same time. It depends. Because, like I said, I have to get up early, get the car fixed. Then I got to get up early the next day for... well, Natalie Portman already played Jane Foster. She can't do that in the MCU. She's already another character. And, yeah, so I would like to get on here tomorrow and do it again. But we have to see how it goes. But thank you all so much for your support. Once again, thank you guys for throwing in super chats, subscribing to the channel, clicking that like button. I can't do this channel without your support, guys. Like, you guys are the lifeline of this channel, and I just want to take this time each and every day to thank all of you guys because all of you guys kick ass. Also, be sure to follow me on Twitter. You guys can send me questions and all that stuff. And yeah, so thank you guys also very much. And until next time, as always, I am Robert Storms, and that's my opinion.